Can't even do it right now. So thanks for this request so much. This is a neat one. I believe this was by Zane Anthony once again, and once again, thank you. So this one, it's in standard tuning, but there's the rhythm guitar. You can play the chords without a rhythm guitar, and I think it sounds fine, but Gene is actually using a capo for the rhythm parts on the 3rd fret, and when they play it live, he's using that. He's got a capo on the 3rd fret. You can play it without him, and Dean plays without one when they play live, and he plays different stuff. He plays lead fills, of course. He helps solo out with Glenn, and it sounds neat. A couple things to go over, but overall it's a very simple song. It's basically based off 2 chords. So I'm gonna be telling you the chords as they are. You do not need a capo in order to play this, but if you want to do it like how Gene does, then go right ahead. It makes it easier to strum along, right? So the rhythm guitar is basically doing right? So that's a B flat major, but you're playing it in the G position, right? With the capo, but it's B flat major, and you can play it just as a bar chord, and then this D-shaped chord, but it's actually an F, right? And you can play that. You would be able to play it down here, but I have the capo here, but you can play it as D position. And I actually, I don't have too tough of a time playing that in the regular, because I'm muting that A string, and I'm playing the thumb on the 5th fret, and I'm playing the octave with my pinky on the D, and I'm playing the 5th of the G, 6th of the B, and 5th of the E, high E up there. But just to make it a little bit easier, just strum it like an open D chord with the capo. That's what Gene does. But so that's basically it, right? So, learning love. Right? So that's what the chorus is, the refrain, whatever you want to call it. And then the verse is just that, but it's just D, G, D, G. I mean, it's 5 and 1, right? So F, it's F and B flat, but the B flat is the 1 and the F is the 5, so just 5, 1, 5, 1. It's just that, and then they get into the doublet section, and what I hear on the album is there's this. So would they go doublet, 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 doublet. I hear that little, and again, if this wasn't the capo, I'm going to be taking the capo off because you actually need to have it off to play a certain bit, right? But I'll get to that. It's 4th to 3rd on the E string, but you can play the octave up, and I think that's what he's doing live. He'll do this, right? Like real 6 to the 5th of the D. But on the album, I hear the octave lower. It could be both, and it could be the octave up, and I'm a dummy. But hey, you can do it either way you want to, right? It is a lot easier to do with the capo on, though. But ironically enough, I don't see him do that. I see him do that. So, I don't know. But that's basically the chords. And then in the what do you call it? The very end, when they do that pause, learning love, they just end it like that. Just end it on G. Sorry, B flat. You know what I mean. Alright, so off to the capo. I didn't know you'd be able to hear that. And let's get to the other guitar parts. So there's like a distorted guitar in there that's doing some fills, but and again, for the doublet part, what you see them doing, I'm not sure if it's on the album or not, I think it might be. We see Dean doing that during that part where it's just, you know, you see Dean doing. All right, so that's just sliding up, hitting an A5, hitting an A power chord, then sliding up to B flat, then hitting again. Just doing that a whole bunch of times. And then going, all right, so that's C sharp to C power chords on the 9th and 8th fret, right? And then when the dooblet 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 do, right? And again, you can play the F up here since you don't have the capo if you don't want to have to cramp your hand up like that. If you're newer, especially, and you just play it up here and make it sound a little bit more full, a little more consistent. You can play this low note here, so you can bar your finger there. All right, so what is that? It's 1/8 of the bottom 2 strings, and then 10 of the D, G, and B, right? All right, so yeah, that's. And then I guess before I get to the solo, I better talk about the what do you call it? The fills. So I can't name every single one of them. It's hard for me to distinguish which ones where. But I'll do my. So basically, the ones that I can hear, they're cool fills. They become a lot more prevalent in like the last verse or the last refrain, whatever. That last whole bit of the post solo, basically. I hear stuff like that, which I love. So while you're strumming away at this B flat, you can and you don't have to. You can just go. You know, you can just play this straight while the other guitar is strumming the chords, but it's on the B string, 9, 6, 8, 6. And then 9, 6 to 9, 6 again. You know, it's not super specific. It can be a lot of different things. You can improvise here a lot and have a lot of fun. What he does up here, and it's just you can hear a distorted guitar doing this lick, but it's he's like doing this kind of thing. And I love that little bit that he does. When you see him do it live, he'll do this, like he'll do something like that. So that's just if you want to do what he does live. So that's just a full step on the 12G, and then holding the 13B, and then doing the same thing with the G and B on the 5th and 6th, right? So I just love this, and you know the rhythm is very like lots of ghost hits in there where you're muting the strings, so just keep that in mind to add to the feel to it. But it's just double stop here on the 13 of the top 2 strings, and then another one of those double bends, the whole step on the G with the 13 on the B. And sometimes he does a pre-bend with that, so it's like he brings it back down, and then ending on that 10 of the G, and then so you've got this dyad there with the 11 and 10 on the D and the G, and he hammers on to the 12 of the D. Just a cool, fun little lick. Right, I just like it. All right, now the solo. So the solo, there's synth, of course, and they have a lot of fun with that. So there's, but it's, so it actually starts. You might think it starts with a like that, but it actually starts with that note. So you're on the 6 and 8 of the D, starts with the 8, do a little bend there on the 6G, back to 8D, and I hear a whole step bend on the 8 of the G. You can also just play that, or you could play that, right? Right, so alright, and then we get up here. They've hit the 11B a couple times. And then go around chromatically 10, 9, 8 on the G. Six, 8 to 6. And then back there. And then they do this. Alright, so that's just a little classic circular thing. So you're just hammering on. You're borrowing 6 on the D and G, and you're just hammering on the D, and then you're plucking the G. And you're just doing that over and over again. And then he plays. Right, he does the 6th, and then he does the 5th, the 8th of the G. And then he goes. So this is where things get a little odd, because the guitar jumps down an octave. It goes there. This is what I was talking about, that because you wouldn't be able to play this if you had the capo. Kind of funny, but 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. 2, 4, 6 on the E, right? And then. So he's going to climb up like this. He's going to go chromatically. And I like to sort of add to the feel of it. I like to add to the drama, I guess. I like to slide down from a lot of these as you're going up, because it just makes it more fun, I guess. So on the A, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 8, and then 6 to 8 on the D. You can either go up here on the D to the 11 and go chromatically downward from there, 4 notes. Or you could go down here. I find myself going down here on the 6, 5, 4, and 3 of the G. But then you make your way up here. Alright, so 10, 9, 8. Then 6. Then 8, 7, 6, 5. 8, 7, 6, 4 on the A, and then end on 6 of the E, right? And you can, if you want to, you can just do all of that stuff up an octave if you want to make it. But that's what they do live. In case you don't have, maybe just have another guitar player just play that an octave higher, because that's what the synth is doing. If you don't have synth, that's fine. So you know, you could go. Right, just like that. And that's pretty much the song. And I've learned to love this song, if you will. I'm so sorry. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you for this request. See you later.